Vad jag lär ut är medvetenhet. Att vara fullständigt medveten i varje situation och att var och en handlar efter sin egen medvetenhet.
I teach awareness, not labeling, not categorizing. I teach awareness. I teach you to be fully aware in every situation and act out of your awareness. Nothing has to be done. The doing has to be dropped, not by effort, but by understanding. If you understand that goals have not helped you, if you understand that becoming has not helped you, then in that understanding, something within you stops. In that understanding, something falls, drops on its own accord. Not that you drop it. Otherwise you will come to me and ask how to drop it. How to drop this constant chasing. How to drop ideals. No, you cannot drop. If you are trying to drop it, again here you go. You cannot drop it. It will drop on its own accord. You simply understand. Understanding is enough. Understanding is the only transformation. Don't try to understand me. There is nothing to understand. Just be with me, and understanding will come on its own. And these are two different types of understandings. When you try to understand me, you will miss. Because while I am imparting something to you, you are engaged and occupied in understanding it. You will miss it. Don't try to understand it. Just listen. Just as I am talking to you without any motive, listen on your part without any motive. And the meeting is bound to happen. When I am without motive and you are without motive, what can hinder, what can obstruct the meeting? Then the meeting is going to happen. And in that communion is understanding. In that communion is light, clarity, transparency. So rather trying to understand me, celebrate me, rejoice in me, and you will understand, and without any effort to understand. Nobody ever understands through effort. What effort do you make when you listen to music? Do you try to understand it? If you try to understand it, you will miss the whole joy of it. The music has to be rejoiced in. Do you try to understand a dance? Then you will miss it. The dance has to be celebrated. Do you try to understand the rose flowers and the songs of the birds in the morning? There is no need. Just be with the rose flower. Just see the bird on the wing. Don't let anything hinder. And suddenly understanding arises. That understanding arises from the heart, from your intelligence. It is not of the head. And then the understanding has a totally different flavor, a totally different fragrance to it. Then it has beauty, because it comes out of effortlessness. It comes out of love. If you try to understand me, logic will be there, mind will be there. If you don't try to understand me, if you just listen for the sake of listening, then slowly, slowly, something starts opening in you, arising in you, awakening in you.
The word responsibility has been used continuously in a wrong way. It gives a feeling of burden. You have to do it. It is a duty. If you don't do it, you will feel guilty. I want to remind you, the word responsibility has none of those connotations. Break the word in two: responsibility. And you enter into a totally different meaning of the word, in a different direction. Responsibility is not a burden. It is not a duty. It is not something you have to do in spite of yourself. Responsibility simply means a spontaneous response. Whatever the situation arises, joyously you respond to it with your totality, with your intensity. And this response will not only change the situation, it will also change you.
A real religious person is born the moment you accept your responsibility. The moment you say, whatsoever I am is my choice, not of the past, but of the present. It is my choice of this moment. Yes, in the beginning, the responsibility looks like a heavy, heavy weight. It feels good to throw the responsibility on somebody else. At least you can enjoy this much, that I am not responsible. You can enjoy that you are just a victim, helpless. In the beginning, to accept your responsibility totally, unconditionally, is heavy. It creates despair, anguish, anxiety, but only in the beginning. Once it is accepted, slowly, you become aware of the great potential and the great freedom that it brings. If I am responsible for my misery, that also means automatically that I am responsible for my bliss. If I am responsible for my misery, I can stop it immediately. Accepting the whole responsibility of your being, whatsoever you are, good, bad, sinner, saint, means you have taken a great quantum leap. But soon the responsibility turns into freedom. Such a great liberation happens through it.
Anybody who has ears is capable of hearing, but listening is a far higher stage. Listening means when you are hearing, you are only hearing and not doing anything else. No other thoughts in your mind, no clouds passing in your inner sky. So whatever is being said reaches as it is being said, not interfered by your mind, not interpreted by you, your prejudices, not clouded by anything that is right now passing within you. Because all these are distortions. Ordinarily, it is not difficult. You go on managing just by hearing. Because the things that you are hearing are common objects. If I say something about the house, the door, the tree, the bird, there is no problem. These are common objects. No need of listening. But when we are talking about something like meditation, which is not an object at all, it is a subjective state. We can only point out you have to be very attentive and alert. Then there is a possibility that some meaning reaches to you. And even if a little understanding arises in you, it is more than enough. Because understanding has its own way of growing. Just a little bit of understanding falls in the right place in the heart and it starts growing on its own accord. Her second question is, Bhagwan, is it possible to hear through the eyes and see with the ears? That's what feels to be happening during these discourses. Would you please comment? Nivedano. When one is absolutely silent, yes, one can see through the ears and one can hear from the eyes. Then there is no distinction between the senses. One simply becomes one sensitivity. Eyes and ears and nose, they all dissolve into one sensitivity. You see it, you feel through it, you hear through it, and still you remain silent. All this knowing from the ears and all this hearing from the eyes does not disturb your silence. Yes, Manisha, that's what I have been trying. For years to create the situation for you. And I feel immensely happy that you have responded with great rejoicing you have become part of this cosmic silence. This is your true reality. In this reality, you are not.
If you want to be aware, you have to be sensitive. You have to allow all your senses to flame, become a flame. Then the heart starts living. Then the lotus of the heart opens. And there is never any confusion. In our way, through this world of birth and death, we have no companion. Lonely we die, alone we are born. Don't get lost too much in the world of relationship, because all relationship is dreaming. Remember your utter aloneness. Lonely we die, alone we are born. And this life is just overnight's stay. Don't become too much committed to it. Don't get too much involved. Staying for the overnight in a sarai, you don't get involved. You remain there for the night, and you know that in the morning you have to go. So you don't become worried about the caravanserai. This life is just a journey. This life is only a bridge. Pass through it. Don't become too much involved in it. remain aloof, detached. And that aloofness and that detachedness has not to be a forced thing. If it is forced, you have missed the point. It has to be out of your understanding. If it is forced, it will kill your senses. If it is out of understanding, your senses will become more alive.
The mind can be divided into two parts: the known and the unknown. The known is your knowledge, the unknown is your ignorance. And all your universities, educational systems are trying to do only one thing: to make your mind completely the field of the known, to dispel the unknown, to dispel ignorance. Beyond the known and the unknown is what I call the unknowable. That is beyond mind. That is the world of the mysterious, the world of the miraculous. The moment you pass beyond mind, the unknown is left behind, the known is left behind, and you enter into the unknowable. And unknowable is the field of true religion. You experience it, you live it, you feel it, it becomes your heartbeat. But you can never say you know it.
Beloved Bhagwan, full with the sweetness of your fragrance as I walk this path with you, I feel that to trust and wait is all that is needed of me. A wondering comes up in me as to whether some knowledge about esoteric subjects, for example chakras, collective unconsciousness, energy fields, could be helpful along the way or not. Bhagwan, is such knowledge useful, or will whatever is needed come to me through experience in its own time?
Anything that is needed will come of its own accord in its own time. All this so-called esoteric knowledge about chakras, energy fields, kundalini, astral bodies, is dangerous as knowledge. As experience, it is a totally different thing. Don't acquire it as knowledge. If it is needed for your spiritual growth, it will come in its right time to you. And then it will be an experience. And if you have an acquired knowledge, borrowed knowledge, it is going to be a hindrance. For example, Hindu yoga believes in 7 chakras. Jaina scriptures mention 9 chakras. And Buddhist scriptures say that there are dozens of chakras. These are only important ones which have been chosen by different schools. They don't give any fixed number. Acquired knowledge will be confusing. How many chakras? And what you are going to do with that knowledge, whether they are 7 or 9 or dozens, your knowledge is not going to help. It can only hinder. So you will come to experience chakras, you will come to experience energy fields. But it is better not to be knowledgeable, because that is a difficult problem. You may read a book written 5,000 years before by a certain kind of people, and you may not be of the same category. You may not find that chakra at the same place. And you will feel unnecessarily frustrated. And you will find a chakra in a place where the books don't mention it. Then you will feel that you are abnormal. Something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. energy fields, chakras, and all esoteric things should be experienced, and keep your mind clean of all knowledge, so that you don't have any expectations. Wherever the experience happens, you are ready to accept it. And each individual has differences, and differences come by such small things that you cannot conceive. Be silent. Close your eyes and feel your body to be completely frozen. This is the right moment to look inwards. Gather all your life energy, your total consciousness, and with an urgency, as if this is going to be your last moment of life. Only with such urgency you can rush towards your being, towards your very center. Faster and faster, as you come closer to your center, a great silence descends over you. Fountains of peace spring within you. Suddenly a great ecstasy possesses you. This is the moment you are the Buddha, the awakened one. At the very center of your being, the Buddha has been hiding since eternity. You have never looked inwards. Otherwise, you have all the treasures of the world. You have all the existence can offer to you. The Buddha is nothing but a door into eternity. Into godliness, into the divine existence. The only quality the Buddha has to be remembered. It is witnessing. Just witness the body is not you. Witness the mind is not you. Witness the astral, the other bodies, the subtle body, are not you. These are all just layers upon you. Hidden behind all these layers is your real being. That being is pure witness, a watcher on the hill. Buddha knows no other quality. He consists only of pure witnessing. Witness all the experiences that will be happening at the center of your being. The serenity, the calmness, a very cool breeze passing through you, an unknown fragrance filling your being, a blessing that you have never known, a benediction that you can share with the whole world, and it will be inexhaustible. Witness this moment. You are the most fortunate people on the earth, because everybody is looking out and you are looking in. Everybody is looking at things, you are looking at godliness, your very subjectivity. Everybody is concerned about trivia, you are concerned with the essential core of existence. Collect as much as you can the flowers, the fragrance, but remain a witness. To make the witness even deeper, Nivedano, relax, let go, just be a witness. Somewhere in a little sack in the middle of Australia, Bruce, Edna, and their daughter Shirley have finished their kangaroo stew dinner and are arguing about who is going to do the washing up. There is a big fight, and finally Bruce suggests that they all lie down on the floor, and the first person to move does the dishes. The same night, Hamish McTavish is driving his old pickup nearby when the radiator overheats. He sees the sack and walks over there to get some water. Going into the shack, he finds everyone lying on the floor. So he decides to help himself to water. On his way to the kitchen, he steps over Shirley and in a moment of passion jumps on her and fucks her. He gets up from Shirley and finds Edna on the kitchen floor. The temptation is too great, and for Hamish, and he jumps on Edna too. Then he takes some water back to his car, but while he is filling the radiator, he burns his arm. Hamish rushes into the shack and cries out, "Have you got any Vaseline?" Hearing this, Bruce jumps up and yells, "Okay, okay, I will do the dishes." Paddy and Sean are deep in the mountains on a hunting trip. When they stop to rest, Paddy gazes at Sean and says, "You know, I'm a pretty big fellow. If I had a heart attack or broke a leg, how would you get me out?" "Don't worry," replies Sean. "Last year I shot a 1,600-pound elk way back in the hills and got it out all right." "How did you manage that?" asks Paddy. "Simple," says Sean. "It took me 12 trips." Paddy goes to the horse races in Dublin. In the evening he walks into a pub and orders a large brandy for himself and drinks for everyone in the bar. "And have one yourself," he tells the bartender generously. Half an hour later, the order is repeated, and this goes on all evening until at closing time the bartender taps Paddy on the shoulder. "I hope you don't mind my mentioning it," he says, "but your bill comes to 200 pounds. "Does it?" asks Paddy. "Well, I'm sorry to hear that, because I have not got a penny." The bartender leaps over the bar and starts to beat Paddy and eventually kicks him out of the door into the street. The next evening the pub is just opening when Paddy walks in. "A large brandy for me," he announces, "and drinks for everyone in the bar. But I'm not giving you one." He says to the barman, "After a couple of drinks, you get very nasty." Okay, Manisa.
Yes, Papa.
A man in New York is charged with hitting a woman on a double-decker bus, and the judge is asking him if he has any excuse. "Well, Your Honor, it was like this," explains the man. "She came on the bus and sat next to me downstairs. Then she opened her bag, took out her purse, closed her bag, opened her purse, took out $1, closed her purse, opened her bag, put back the purse, and closed her bag again. Then she saw that the conductor was going upstairs, so she opened her bag, took out her purse, closed her bag, opened her purse, put in her dollar, closed her purse, opened her bag, put back her purse, and closed her bag again. Then she saw the conductor coming down the stairs again. So she opened her bag, took out her purse, closed her bag, opened her purse. "Stop!" shouts the judge. "You are driving me crazy." "Right," says the man. "That's what happened to me." Leroy and Lisa, the black lovers, are out on a small country road, riding double on Leroy's old bicycle. Suddenly they get the urge to make love. So there and then they jump off the bike and go for it. After a few minutes, a huge truck comes over the top of the hill. The driver sees the black couple rolling around in the middle of the road. So he gives a blast on his horn and frantically steps on the brakes, but Leroy and Lisa just carry on making love. The truck finally skids to a halt about 3 inches from the sweating couple. The driver jumps out of his cab and screams, "You crazy niggers! You could have been killed." Leroy lifts up his head, looks at the driver and says, "Well, I was coming, Lisa was coming, and you was coming, and I figured, hell, you was the only one with the brakes." Little Arnie is studying the properties of electricity in his class. We are going to learn about some of the practical uses of electricity, says Miss Goodbar. So tomorrow I want everyone to bring some electric tool to show us. The next day there is much excitement as the kids bring their electric bulbs, hair dryers, irons, and all kinds of things. When Arnie arrives, he is sweating and carrying a huge artificial lung on his back. "Ernest," says a surprised Miss Goodbody, Where in heaven's name did you get that electric lung? I took it from Grandpa. Said Arnie, smiling. And he did not mind. Cries Miss Goodbody. I don't think so, teacher. Replies Arnie. He just said, on a Lufthansa flight from Berlin to New York, we find Harry Jablonski sitting next to a beautiful young woman. Hello, says Harry, casually eyeing the pretty girl. Are you German? Yeah, says the girl. How nice, says Harry, his eyes twitching slightly. May I ask your name? Yeah, okay. She replies, my name is Hilda Brombeck. Well, hello Hilda, Harry says, loosening his tie. Is this your first trip to New York? Yeah, it is. Replies Hilda, I am going on business. Really? Inquires Harry, may I ask what kind of business? Yeah, sure. Says Hilda, I am going to the International Congress of Nymphomania. Really? Exclaims Harry, beginning to perspire. Ah, that is fascinating. May I ask, what do you do at this Congress? Yeah, says Hilda, we discuss important issues like which men have the longest, hardest pricks, and which men can screw for the longest time. Things like that. Really? Squeaks Harry, taking off his coat. May I ask which men do have the longest pricks? Yeah, says Hilda. Those sweet Jewish men have those long pricks. Really? Splutters Harry. And may I ask which ones can screw the longest time? Yeah, sure, replies the beautiful girl. It is the American Indians who give the longest screw. Really, cries Harry, grabbing off his glasses. Yeah, smiles Hilda. And by the way, she continues, you have not told me your name. Ah, my name, gasped Harry, his eyes bulging out. My name is Running Beer Goldstein. Rainbow banana kiss. The aging hippie is puffing away frantically on his reefer in complete distress over his failing marriage. Desperate, he picks up the phone, pulls out a phone number from his pocket that he has been keeping and dials it. "Hello," says the tape-recorded voice at the other end. "This is Julie Frostbelly of Soulmate Divorce Company. We know your troubles." The voice continues. "Your story probably goes something like this. A few years ago, you met someone special. It was wonderful. The honeymoon was ecstatic. You instantly remembered your past lives together. Your sex was true tantric love. Channels and psychics confirmed what you already knew intuitively. You had found your soul match. Now it is years later. The taped voice goes on. The glow is gone. The sex is ordinary. And your soul mate is a pain in the neck. Your partner takes the biggest piece of cake, wants more money, and falls in love with any shamak that walks by and winks. Face it, the relationship is dead. Soulmate divorce is going to help you. Our attorneys, Boris Babelbrain and Henry Hypojerk, will get you a complete legal divorce in keeping with your cosmic lifestyle. Through creative therapy, you can make crucial decisions like who gets to keep the waterbed, the tarot cards, and the children. Come and see us, and for your comfort, our staff psychics will help free you from any karmic stress. Each of you will be given your own personalized divorce mantra. After all, you will probably wind up together again in the next life. Percy and Peggy Sue get married and go on honeymoon to the Bahamas. While they are there, Percy buys a beautiful parrot in a cage and takes it back to the hotel room. But every time that Percy and Peggy Sue start making love, the parrot starts commenting on their movements. The cheeky parrot says things like, that a girl, Peggy Sue, and come on, Percy, you can do better than that. And slow down, speed up, turn left. Finally, the parrot's descriptions get so explicit that Percy jumps off the bed and flings a seat over the cage. If you don't shut up, he shouts, I'm going to send you to the zoo. That evening the honeymooners are packing to leave their hotel, but Peggy Sue is having some trouble closing her suitcase. She cannot fasten the lock. Darling, says Percy, why don't you get on top and I will try. But the suitcase will not close. Look, sweetheart, says Peggy Sue, you get on top and I will try. But that does not work either. Listen, suggests Percy, why don't we both get on top and we can both try? At this point, the parrot pulls the seat off its cage and shrieks, zoo or no zoo, this I have gotta see. One tranquil afternoon, in the deep forest, Dooby-Doo, the very handsome frog, is preparing to go for a little hop around the pond. He is feeling pretty good about things today and a little out there. So he puts on his fleshy new white Yves Saint Laurent swimsuit. He goes out and takes in the beautiful morning. The sun is streaming softly through the tall pine trees. Dooby-Doo takes a big breath of fresh air and smiles. Then, full of life, he says to a passing by deer, I'm God. He hopes on a while, and when he comes across a family of dragonflies, he puffs out his chest and says, I'm God. A little further on, he comes to Doreen, the duck. He makes big eyes at her and in a spiritual tone says, I am God. Doreen looks at the frog and says, what? Dooby says again, I am God. I have been watching you, says Doreen, and you have been telling that to everyone around the pond. Are you serious, or is it just that fleshy white Yves Saint Laurent swimsuit? I'm God, says Dooby-Doo again. Enough of your silliness. says the deaf. Away with you, you smart-faced jerk. At this, Doobie-Doo pulls down his white swimsuit and exposes his machinery. Doreen looks in amazement and says slowly, "Ah, my God."
Upplysning är människans seger över hennes självförvållade omyndighet. Omyndighet är avsaknaden av förmåga att använda sitt eget förstånd utan någon annans ledning. Självförvållad är denna omyndighet när orsaken inte är brist på förstånd men brist på mod att använda förståndet. Till upplysning kräves inte ett annat än frihet. Den frihet som innebär att i varje avseende göra offentligt bruk av sitt förnuft. Ty det är varje människas kall att tänka själv. Immanuel Kant, 1783.
Och nu ett meddelande från Fria Akademin.
Denna CD är en budkavel, en vandringsskiva. Du lyssnar 7 gånger. Memorera texten och ge sedan skivan vidare till en vän. Kopiera gärna skivan på CD eller kassett. Behåll ett ex och ge övriga budkavlar vidare till vänner.
Låt skivan vandra. Budkavel kommer, budkavel går.
Let love flow. Let love flow. You are a well of love. Let people draw as much love as they can draw from you. And fresh waters will be coming in. You are joined with the infinite ocean. Let love flow. You are a well of love. Let people draw as much love as they can draw from you. And fresh waters will be coming in.